So do you want to kick it off? What did you get up to at the start of the month? You went and did some PC installs, didn't you?
Yeah, a couple of desktop installs for a new customer over in Sturchley in Birmingham, that close to where I grew up. A couple of desktops there, put them in, something that'll last them quite a while. Managed to get some nice computers, 16 gig of RAM, Windows 11, a couple of monitors each. It'll go nice. Had a bit of an issue with one of the monitors, got it out of the box, turned it on, it looked good, and then suddenly half the screen disappeared into blackness and it was broken. So I had to do a return on that, but you know, doesn't happen that often. But yeah, they're all set and sorted in their new workspace over there in Sturchley, and they're good to go on Google Workspace. So that was
a quick return on that one. Quick return on that monitor, wasn't it?
Yeah, not bad, because it was, you know, I only just bought it. So all I had to do was send them a video of the broken screen and then send it back with DPD. They collect it and then I get another one. It took about 4 days to get it in the end, but that's, you know, that's pretty reasonable.
Next thing that happened is one of our longest serving accountancy clients, actually the first one I ever signed up, moved office for the third time. So we've been helping and assisting them with that on the office move. So they moved still in Sutton Coldfield, and they moved to a new building that they purchased, having it fitted out, kitted up, and you've been helping them with the getting that kit sorted and installed.
Yeah, standard stuff, set up the wireless access points, connected up their internet there, put the switch in, then worked with the CCTV people to put the CCTV app onto the phone so that the owners of the business could access their CCTV as according to the instructions I was given from the CCTV people. Standard kind of stuff, but you know, actually, if you don't know what you're doing, it's probably quite complicated.
And with one of our oldest accountancy firms moving offices, our latest accountancy firm that's joined us only, is it 2 months ago at most? I think it's about 2 months ago. Yeah. They're also moving offices. They currently use a server in their office to run Iris. The plan's always been to get that server moved into Google Cloud on GCP using cloud desktops by Kimbley IT. And because of the office move, they don't want to have that ugly server in the new office taking up space, electricity and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be moving that to the lift and shift, as it's called, of Iris into Google Cloud.
Yeah, I completed that this month. I actually built a new installation of their Iris accounts production system, then restored the data into it, then agreed a time to cut over and move them over to it, and that's gone really well. They've been using it for this week, no issues, which means now they don't have to have a server sat in their office, because they had a rack-mounted server too, so I just wouldn't have worked in their new office space at all.
Yeah, a lot of space and a lot of electricity being taken up, which you don't want these days.
There's no need to run it in your building at all. It's just isn't. Yeah, it's much safer in the cloud, much easier for me to back up and restore all sorts. It's just much better that way.
And then finally, you and I met up for Harley Steakhouse in Kimber for what I think was a fabulous lunch. Apart from my starter wasn't great with those cheesy stick things that were clearly from Iceland. But I
think you had a better lunch experience than I did. It was okay.
I liked my rump of lamb. My rump of lamb for main course was very good. Nicely cooked, just the way I like it. Slightly rare in the middle, the way I wanted it. It was spot on, that was.
Okay, well, that's good. That's a good thumbs up there for the lamb.
Yeah, well, I gave them I should have given them a 4-star review, but I gave them a 5-star review by accident because I'd forgotten about my starter being from Iceland. But apart from that, the main course was great.
Fair enough.
We did 4 new videos that went onto our YouTube channel last month, Carl. We did it's easy to create a Google Drive shortcuts on your Mac desktop. You made that video. And what are the origins behind that video? Why did you come up with it?
Because when I go onto people's Mac computers to support them, I notice they store way too much data on their desktop folder. It's kind of like the default on a Mac. It asks you to save there. And of course, if your Mac gets stolen or the hard drive fails, you're going to lose all that data. So I moved it all to Google Drive, and then I use what's called an alias, which is like a shortcut in Windows. It's called an alias on a Mac operating system. And that enables people then to double click the icon on their desktop, and then they go straight to Google Drive. And hopefully that will teach them to keep saving stuff in Google Drive and not use their desktop.
I did a video and a blog post on how to book meeting rooms in Google Calendar, because it's not the clearest on Google Calendar where to go and what to do to view these meeting rooms. So it was actually the accountancy firm that we just spoke about, the new guys that are joined because they're moving to a new office and have meeting rooms and stuff like that. They wanted to, they didn't know how to book a meeting room when they wanted to book one with an event. So create a video, and that's out there on the internet, and share that with everybody now. So very easy to do once you know where to go. And then finally, you did another video on how to fix your administrator doesn't allow you to sign in with this account using Google Credential Provider for Windows.
Yeah, more of a technical support issue, and I thought I would make a quick video of this one because it's quite a common problem if you're deploying Google credential provider for Windows. So I made a video on that, and actually I've got an update to it, which I'll be making this month for December.
Yeah, so Google Credential Provider for Windows is a system that allows you to log into Windows using your Google credentials for Google Workspace, and it preloads Google Chrome, so it's all signed in with your account and stuff like that beforehand. And It also gives us some other controls. We don't use all the controls that it has, because some stuff it has a very basic Windows patch management on it, but it's so basic, it's not good enough at the moment for us to use, so we use an RMM tool for that kind of stuff. But I imagine they are going to start building that up over time and adding more and more features to it.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. If Google could add more features for managing Windows computers from Google Workspace, that would be awesome.
And Macs as well. I'm still holding out hopes that at some point Chrome Remote Desktop will be integrated into the Google Workspace admin panel, so you can easily fire up a remote session quickly to help somebody out.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, well, they've got all the tools, they're just not linked together. That's the thing. They've got all these products, but they just need to link them together.
Yeah, unattended access to the Chrome browser like that, so you could just help somebody and they just click yes on the screen. Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah. Still holding out hope for that. I've been holding out hope for that for about a decade, but I'm still holding out hope that will come at some point. And then there was actually one last video, our latest client story with the guys over at Zap Shelter up in Perth in Scotland.
Yeah.
So we already got one live with Craig, the MD, and this one was with Jake, who's the sales director at Zap Shelter, and he discusses how Google Workspace has helped his team land more deals and secure those deals and get more Zap Shelters out around the place.
Yes, indeed, it has. They're a growing business. Zap Shelter's going up everywhere on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I'm still wanting them. You know how that big trucking company that you can they have a spotters book. Eddie Stobart, yeah, they have a spotters book, so you can tick them off as you've seen them. I keep asking them to make a spotters guidebook for Zap Shelters because they name them as well, so I can tick them off. Because there's one on the M25. Every time I'm driving towards Heathrow on holiday, you'll see the one alongside the M25, and I'm sure I've spotted some others as well. But I just want to tick them off as I go along. Blog posts. So 3 blog posts went live this month. 2 of them are actually updates on previous blog posts. So one is how to easily create a business dashboard using Looker Data Studio. That's essentially updated because they've changed the name from Google Data Studio to Looker Data Studio, which is a cloud function. But Data Studio in itself is a fantastic tool for analyzing data from Google Sheets, because so many clients use Google Sheets to store data. You can pull in data from over 3,000 different sources, but Google Sheets is the one that we focus on. And it's, as you know, we do it for our IT support and assistance that we'll run on to later. We have a dashboard that just shows us all the information of what we want to know, which users are getting in contact the most, which companies, and all this kind of stuff. And it's all just powered for Google Sheets. It's no code as well, so it's drag and drop elements, and then you just select what you want them to show. Really, really useful and easy to do. Updated how to manually restart Google Drive for desktops. Every so often you'll get a computer where Google Drive has updated, but it's not restarted itself. So if you try and access Google Drive through Finder on Mac or Windows Explorer, it will come up with an error message that it can't find G Drive and stuff like that because it hasn't. The program's not running in the background. And we didn't have a section on Windows 11 because when the blog post was originally published, Windows 10 was out, Windows 11 wasn't out yet. So I just updated that with the Windows 11 controls because they're slightly different to Windows 10 and how you get Google Drive to restart and do a force refresh and things like that. Yeah. And then, as I said earlier, I did the blog post on booking a meeting room in Google Calendar. So let's jump down to last month's November's assistant and support statistics. So we got contacted 114 times last month. That can be double contacts, rather. It's not necessarily 114 different individuals getting in contact. That could be someone who's gotten contacted maybe 3 or 4 times over the month, bundled into that number. Out of those, 86 were requesting assistance. That's where they want to know how to do something better. And the remaining 28 were asking for support. That's where something's not working correctly. As normal, probably a printer or a scanner somewhere that's causing those numbers. Your favourite?
Always a printer.
Mainly because I refuse to deal with them.
Always a printer.
Yeah. So 70%, 70.2%, that's 80 of those subscribers sent us a message, got a response and returned back to work within 5 minutes. 25% of those received a reply and returned to work within 30 minutes. 4 contacts took slightly longer, between 30 to 60 minutes, and 1 took a couple of days. That was mainly because the subscriber who contacted us was quite slow at responding,
Yeah.
and they could only respond at awkward times, like at 8 p.m. and stuff like that, where it depends if anyone's available at 8 p.m. to be able to help them out at that time.
Yeah.
But we got them going. I think it was a problem with a Mac, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was something to do with a Mac. I think it was actually getting remote support software on the Mac. It was a new Mac, and it just wouldn't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't connect in properly or something.
And getting it updated to a newer version of Mac OS.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. 97.4 subscribers contacted us through instant messaging as normal, getting nearly back to the 100% car. We've only ever had it once at 100%, so hopefully we're getting back up there. And three subscribers let us down by opting to use email instead of the instant message chat. And based on the requests and the comments that we had from end users on what they needed assistance with, we believe that 14 of those wouldn't have needed to get in contact if they'd had some regular training on the systems that they're using on Google Workspace.
Yeah.
But apart from that, that's the overall thing. I still don't think any other IT company publishes stats like we do, Carl.
No, I've never seen anybody do that on LinkedIn, at least. So not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, I don't think any of them can beat our 5-minute response time, percentage-wise.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. They do put those silly stats across the middle of the web page that tells them they had 4,300 tickets in the last hour and that they've responded to all of them.
Which suggests that they're providing kind of crappy IT support.
It has a lot of problems, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
People are fielding a lot of problems.
And then they show that they have an SLA of 8 hours before they'll respond to you or even acknowledge that they've received your ticket.
The best one for me is always the critical response. Complete company down, you can't do any work. Response time 15 minutes, time to fix 4 hours. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The MD of that company is on the phone to the other person going, you're fixing it right now, or that's that. It's such a silly SLA for any small business to have, because it'll never happen. You will jump at that moment. You won't just sit there and go, it's all right, James. That's fine. Our best customer is off. We got 3 hours still.
Let's go out for Kimber for a lunch.
Yes, exactly. It's just such a silly thing to say. Should be much more realistic about it and be honest.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's our roundup for November, and we'll be back at the start of January for our roundup in December. So everyone have a decent Christmas, and we'll speak to you in the new year.
That's right. Have a good Christmas and a good New Year, and I'll be in jury service at the start of January. So I may do my founder's log from the waiting room in court.
So, and like we joke, it's a new experience for you. You're normally in the dock.
Aha.
There you go. See it from the other side. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.